Welcome to You Can Automate. In the previous session, we have learned how to launch the application, how to write a small test script to launch the application with a given configuration. So if you have not watched the previous session, you can go and watch that video. The link is given above here. So in this session, we are going to learn about what is Pytest and how we can use Pytest in our Appium automation. Right. So let's begin. So Pytest is a framework which makes easy to write a small readable test and can also scale up to support complex functional testing for applications and libraries. Just like if you have used TestNG, JUnit in the Java, right? Similar to that in the Python, we have a Pytest and it runs on Python 3.8 version, right? And some of the features of the PyTest is it provides a very detailed assertions. As you have seen in the TestNG or a JUnit, it provides a multiple assertions which will help us to write better test cases. And it auto discovers of test modules and functions. So PyTest has some format. If you are writing your test cases with that format, it automatically discover the test in the entire framework. And this particular PyTest can be used in unit test also. Most of the backend developers they use PyTest for writing unit test also, and it is very easy to set up also. It is just with one command you will be able to install the PyTest. Right now, how to install PyTest? So let's go to a PyCharm and see how we can install the PyTest. So this is the script which we had written in the previous session. What we had done here, just to recap, here we have added some of the configuration and we have added some of the remote URL and we just triggered that application and we did a driver.quit. So ideally, this is not the correct way. This is not the standard way of writing a test because this looks a very linear scripting. And if you are going to scale up or if you are going to add more test cases in your framework, right, this cannot sustain. That's why we need to go for a framework like PyTest. So first step what we need to do here is we need to add that particular library, PyTest library in the requirement.txt. So how will I add? I will write say PyTest, right? I need to know the what is the latest version. So for that I can go to a PyTest website. You can just go to Google and say PyTest. So just go to this website pypi.org. Here it is written the latest version. What is the latest version, right? Just copy this latest version, go to our PyCharm and add this. So after adding it in a requirement.txt, now we need to run pip install -r requirement.txt. So PyTest got installed successfully, right? Now we are good to write our test case. So let's go ahead and write one PyTest. Create a Python file and the file name should start with the test underscore PyTest, or I can say app launch with PyTest. Cool. We have created a particular file and now we can directly copy paste the code what we had it before. But the standard way, the better approach is first create the class and here provide some name. For example, test application launch. So this is a class name and inside that you can write your test case. What is a test case is always PyTest method will start with a prefix called test. After that you can add your test case name. So I'm writing here test underscore app launch. So now let's go to our previous method, just copy paste this entire thing whatever we have inside this method. Okay, it is asking for some of the import statement also. Let me copy this import statement also from here. So this import statement should be on top of the class. To summarize what we have done here is we have created a class name and inside that we have added a test method. So this is our PyTest. This is how PyTest looks like. So this is one test case. Now you can add multiple test cases in the same class and all these test cases belongs to one class, that is this one. Right. So now let's run this particular method using a PyTest. I'll just right click here and click on run. So it is running this test case, and if you see in the simulator, it is launching the application and waiting for 10 seconds, and after that it is going to print the entire page source, then it will quit the driver. So once test case execution completes, if you see here, it should show how it is running. It is saying that launching Pytest, right? All the test cases, whatever we are going to write in future, will be with the framework called Pytest. So this is how we can execute the test case from editor, and we can execute the test case from command line also. How do I execute the test case from command line? Python -m, then pytest, and then I'm going to provide my path. What is my path? My test case is in the test folder, test slash, and here I want to execute the test underscore launch. So test underscore launch, and this is my test case. Here only I have my test case. So just hit enter. So it is doing the same thing again. So we can execute this PyTest from editor level, or we can execute this test case from terminal also. So execution is completed and it has printed the log also. So this is about the PyTest, and how to install the PyTest, and how to set up the PyTest, and how to run the test case by using a PyTest. So try this and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.